Welcome to MopSmart, the fastest, easiest, most effective way to clean a gym floor. You're going to start out by taking your smart towel, putting it in any standard mop bucket, wetting it, and when you wet it you can use standard, just regular water, or you can use whatever cleaning solution you normally use to clean your gym floor with. A lot of people use a tack. If you choose to use that, that's fine. Nothing's going to affect the towel. So it's really more a matter of what you choose to use on your floor. In our school, a lot of times our students do the cleaning of the floor, so we prefer that they use standard water so that they don't put too much or not enough of a chemical and mess up the finish on the floor by doing so. What you want to do is just wring it out real good. You want it wet, but mostly you just want it damp, because all you need to do is get it wet enough to pick up the dirt and the grime real good, but you don't want to be dripping wet because it won't dry fast enough. If you do it properly, it'll dry almost as you're finished moving it over the floor, and then you can immediately use the gym floor. It'll be clean, effective, and it won't be wet, and you won't have any player safety issues. So what you can see is that I'm putting the tool on the towel. First you spread the towel out, then put the grommets onto the grommet pegs, and the grommet pegs double as a tool because you can actually put standard gym weights on them, which is very unique in regards to our product, allowing you to put more pressure on the floor. So you always want to put the actual handle, the tool handle, to the back and pull away from the handle. As you can see, I have it here. Once you get the towel attached to the tool and everything on, all the wrinkles out of it, all you have to do is start pulling it across the gym floor, and you'll see that you have very easy, very effective, very quick ways of cleaning the floor now. You're also going to see that as I pull this tool, it's pulling behind me instead of in front of me, and that way it's perfectly clean when I'm finished. I'm not walking on the part that I just cleaned or anything else. So if my shoes are dirty, it's really not that big of a deal because the tool is actually cleaning up behind me as I go. This is so much faster than the way that I see most people cleaning their gym floors today. Oftentimes what happens is people are just using dry brooms and dry mops, and they're pushing them, and what happens is you end up they do pick up dirt, don't get me wrong. Even the microfibers, they pick up dirt, sometimes quite a lot of dirt, but they don't pick up all of it, and they end up with residual dust and dirt left behind. And what happens is that dust and dirt gets ground into the floor as players come and start playing, and therefore it affects the finish, because the more dirt and the more dust that's pushed into the finish itself, the less time that finish is going to last, and the sooner you're going to have to refinish your floor, which can be very costly. Talking to one athletic director, he was saying that it cost them about $3,000 to $5,000 every time they refinish their gym floor. So whether it's on the low end of $3,000 or the high end of $5,000, it would be a whole lot better to extend the life of that floor, not have to spend that money and use those resources on something else. MopSmart allows you to get that usage out of your floor and make your finish last longer. This floor happened to be very dirty, so what you're going to see is I'm going to flip it over and use the other half of the towel, and then if I wanted to, I could use the back side of it as well, so I could get basically 4 uses out of the same towel before I needed to wash it. So all I'm going to do is move it to the other side. Once again, as you can see, I'm going to put the handle to the back, and I'm going to pull away from the handle, reattach the towel to the towel grommets. Again, remove any of the wrinkles, that way it keeps a nice smooth surface on the floor. And then I'm going to actually lay it across. There's some Velcro strips. We're going to lay it across the Velcro strips in between the grommets as well, which is what I'm doing right there. And then in this case, because I've already used the back side of the towel, I don't want it dragging that across the floor, so I'm going to fold that back up and put it on top of the grommets. If I was using weights, I would then put the weights on top of the back side there, and then once again start cleaning the rest of the gym floor. One of the things that I'll tell you, I've had a lot of coaches that I've seen out there, and they're either wrapping wet towels around a dry dust mop and they're trying to push those. In one instance, I saw 2 coaches doing that, started at each end of the gym. It took them about 20 to 25 minutes working together to get that gym floor clean prior to games. You can see that I can do this myself in 5 minutes. I've talked to several custodial staffs at several different schools. A lot of them do the old-fashioned mop and mop bucket thing, and you can only imagine how long that takes. What happens in these situations is people don't mop their gym floor, don't wet mop their gym floor nearly as often as they should, and therefore the finish doesn't last as long, and the players end up slipping a lot more than they need to because there's dust on the floor. With MopSmart, you can see that it's just as effective and just as fast to wet mop your gym floor as it is to dry mop it or to dry dust it, and it's so much more effective. It's just like at home, you know, if you're in your house using a broom versus mopping. Well, the reason people don't mop their floor as much as they sweep it is because it takes longer. That's the benefit to MopSmart. It doesn't take any longer, and it's actually faster to wet mop your gym floor with MopSmart than it is to dry dust it and dry push dust around. So not only does it give you the benefit of a significantly cleaner floor, it does it in probably half the time of even doing it the dry method because the tool is so long. It's 8 feet long. The customized towel, everything's patented, everything works together as one system, and it's just the most effective system on the market today. Very specialized because you can add the weights, it has the grommets, everything's perfectly attached, you've got handles, makes it very easy. Anybody can do it, players, managers, custodial staff, doesn't really matter. You can see how much dirt that thing picks up. Thank you for watching. We encourage you to visit our website, www.mopsmart.com. You can visit the products page and place orders there. If you're a school, we do accept purchase orders. Just email us. Thank you.